your leadership style. You have this chemical engineering thing, very analytical.
Yeah.
Where do you think give me an idea, if I was working for you, or if I went and interviewed somebody that was working for you, how would they describe your leadership style? Or what do you think it was?
Probably analytical.
Okay.
When you do the DISC profile, though, you've heard of the DISC profile: dominant, influencer, social, and compliant.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a big time C. It's interesting. I'm not a D. I'm a C. But when I need to be, I can become a D. So I think I was all in there. As a D or a C. I was very not much an I or an S, because I'm more of a straight to the point. I tried not to beat around the bush, but I think I did lean on other people that I thought were more competent than some others, per se, because I know they could do the job. I could just say, go do this. And they would take that extra step. You know why? Because they were like me in some aspects. So it was hard to get past I always felt I would take that next step. Well, if something came up and like the victim had another crime happen to her, you can't just let that go away. You got to investigate it. Another person came into play. You can't just drop it. You got to take those extra steps. So I always tried to do that. I did learn, I guess, the hard way, that there's also the line that's the job. And I've learned you can't force people or sometimes even influence people to go up or down. I think some people might disagree with that. But my leadership style probably didn't let me help do that. I tried to show how important it was, but I also would explain things very logical. I always wanted to be told why. So as much as possible, I told the reasons why we're doing what we're doing. So they have the why. And I think this generation is more, why are we doing it that way? And occasionally they go, why are we doing it? Like, you know what? I don't really know. It's been that way. Let's look into it. I had a good assistant, secretary is the wrong word, administrative assistant, help me. And she was like, why are we? I'm like, I don't know. That's always how my past one did it. She said, well, here's what I think's better. And we looked into it. It's better. So if you would come to me with a solution, let's do it. There's nothing saying you can't. So I do think sometimes I was harder on them because I am very self-critical. I think, unfortunately, sometimes that came out to me onto them, going like, you could have maybe done this. Or sometime one of my bad habits, and I'll be honest about this, was it's hard to let them do it because you do it your way, but you got to let them do it their way because it works for them. That was a big lesson when I become sergeant. And I know that because when I went through my FT, I was like, I didn't like that. I like this. And for me, especially as a sergeant, like, ooh, all right, but it got the job done. So it took a while to get that. And their writing styles, totally different.
Yeah.
So learning to let that go. But when it's detectives, I always had that higher expectation. We're here for the victim. We're here. It's not a 24/7 job. I mean, sorry, it is a 24/7 job. And I expect you to get out from behind your desk and do that. So.
Yeah, I think it's an really interesting point you brought up about this new generation. Why? But conversely, I think it is important to tell them why.
Yes.
Right. So.
No, I had a lot of that when I worked at the Idaho. Like, why are we doing this? And I never got the answers, which is frustrating. If you just explain it to me, I'll help you get to where we need to go.
Yeah.
So I always felt I tried to go here, and this is why, and help me get there.
Yeah.